All right, today we're jumping headfirst into one of the most powerful and challenging openings in all of philosophy, the prologue to Nietzsche's Thus Spoke Zarathustra. We're going to treat it like a kind of theatrical play, a story that unfolds to reveal some truly world-changing ideas.
So our story kicks off right here. We meet our main character, Zarathustra, after he spent 10 whole years alone on a mountain. And his mind is just overflowing. But he's not some guru who wants to hoard all his secrets. No, he's like a bee that's made so much honey it has to give it away or it'll burst. This feeling, this need to share what he's learned is what drives him to come down from the mountain. He calls this his downgoing.
And we're going to follow his journey in 6 parts. We'll start with his big idea, his gift to mankind, and his core teaching about the Superman. Then we'll get into his chilling warning about the last man, explore the incredible metaphor of man as a rope, see how it all leads to a tragedy, and finally, discover how that failure leads him to his real mission.
Okay, so Act 1, the downgoing. Now, this isn't just about walking down a mountain, it's symbolic. It's about Zarathustra emptying himself out, trying to pour all this wisdom he's gained into the world. But his very first encounter, well, it doesn't go quite as planned. As he's walking through the forest, he bumps into an old saint, and this saint gives him a piece of advice. A warning, really. People don't trust hermits who come down from the mountains bearing gifts. They're comfortable with what they already believe, and they really don't like it when someone shows up with radical new ideas. And this meeting immediately shows us this huge clash of worldviews. You've got the old saint, who represents the past. He loves God, sure, but he's totally withdrawn from the world of people. Then you have Zarathustra, who represents the future. He loves humanity, and he's moving towards it. The saint is perfectly happy, completely oblivious to the massive bombshells Zarathustra is about to drop. And there it is. As Zarathustra walks away, he says this incredible line to himself. Now, for Nietzsche, God is dead is not a victory cry. It's a diagnosis of society. It means the very foundation of Western morality, of meaning, of religion, has collapsed. There's now this huge void at the center of everything. And the big question is, what are we going to fill it with? So, with that question hanging in the air, Zarathustra gets to the nearest town. He finds a crowd gathered in the marketplace, but they're not there for a profit. They're waiting to see a tightrope walker. But Zarathustra sees his chance, and he steps up to give them his answer to that great void. This is it. This is the heart of his message. He's not offering them a new god or some promise of heaven. He's offering humanity a new goal for itself, the Superman. The whole point is to stop looking to the skies for meaning and start looking forward to what we can become. Man, as we exist right now, is not the final product. We are something to be overcome, something to be surpassed. Now, it's so important to get this right. The Superman, or the Übermensch, is not some new species or a comic book hero. It's an ideal. It's a type of person who has broken free from the herd mentality, stared into that abyss of meaninglessness, and then have the courage to create their own values, to become the author of their own life's purpose. And to even begin this journey, Zarathustra begs the crowd to let go of what he calls super-earthly hopes, promises of heaven or an afterlife. He calls these ideas poison because they make us devalue our actual physical lives right here, right now. The real challenge, he says, is to remain true to the earth, to find all of our meaning, all of our joy, all of our purpose in this world. But with any great potential comes a great danger. Zarathustra doesn't just dangle this shining ideal of the Superman, he also shows them a truly horrifying alternative, a warning about what humanity could become if we choose comfort over greatness. He calls it the last man, and this is Nietzsche's vision of ultimate mediocrity. The last man just wants to be comfortable and safe. He takes no risks, he has no big dreams, and most importantly, he lacks what Zarathustra calls great contempt, that healthy dissatisfaction with who you are that actually pushes you to grow. The last man is happy, content, and small. And it's a terrifying vision of a future where we've just given up. So, how does the crowd react to these huge, world-changing ideas? They laugh at him, they mock him, they actually shout, "Give us this last man, O Zarathustra, make us into these last men." They'd rather have the simple, mindless entertainment of the rope dancer than do the hard work of thinking about their own existence. His first big speech is a total failure.
And that brings us right back to the rope dancer. Because as the performer starts his act, this simple sideshow is about to become a powerful, living metaphor for every single thing Zarathustra was just trying and failing to explain. Zarathustra looks at the performer and says this: "It's such a brilliant way to see humanity. We're not some fixed thing. We are a transition. We are a dangerous crossing. Behind us is where we came from, our animal past. Way out in front of us is our potential, the Superman. And the path between the two is stretched tight over a terrifying abyss of failure and meaninglessness."
So what does that actually mean for us? To be on this rope? What does this perilous crossing really ask of you and me?
Well, first, it means you have to see that who you are right now isn't the final version. Second, you have to embrace the struggle. This journey is all about constant effort, and it is not safe. And third, the goal is to create your own meaning, your own values, to literally build the destination you're trying to cross to.
And then, as if on cue, the metaphor becomes brutally real. A jester, a buffoon from the crowd, leaps onto the rope behind the dancer and starts taunting him. The rope dancer gets distracted, he loses his footing, and he falls. He plummets into the crowd below. The perilous crossing, the danger of that abyss, it all just happened. The struggle has ended in tragedy. What happens next really drives home just how alone Zarathustra is. The crowd freaks out and runs away, but Zarathustra goes to the dying man. And his act of compassion and the words he speaks just push him even further away from the very people he came here to teach. The dying man is scared, talking about the devil and hell. Zarathustra says this to comfort him. Now, this sounds harsh, but it's not meant to be cruel. It's the ultimate true-to-the-earth comfort. He's saying, there is no eternal punishment to worry about. Your existence is this life. When it's done, it's done. You have nothing more to fear. That night is just devastating for Zarathustra. He's completely alone. He carries the dead body of the rope dancer looking for a decent place to bury him. The same jester who caused the fall tells him he better get out of town. Even the gravediggers make fun of him. He came to give this incredible gift to humanity, and all he's left with is a corpse and a completely failed mission. But this total failure isn't the end of the story. You know, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom to see clearly. After wandering all night, Zarathustra has this massive realization. He finally understands what he did wrong. His mission isn't over, it's just beginning. But it's gotta be a totally different kind of mission. He realizes he was talking to the wrong people. He was trying to be a shepherd to the herd, that passive crowd that just wants to be entertained and told what to do. He sees now that his message isn't for them. What he needs are companions, not followers, but fellow creators. Individuals who are actually willing to go on that dangerous journey of self-overcoming with him. And as the sun comes up, his real companions finally show up. And they're not people, they're his animals. An eagle, which symbolizes pride, not arrogance, but a kind of noble self-respect. And a serpent, symbolizing wisdom, the cleverness you need to find your way in a tricky world. Pride and wisdom. These are the virtues that will guide him on his new path. And so, that's where Zarathustra's real journey begins. He's not a preacher for the masses anymore. He's a seeker of a few brave individuals. The story ends by throwing that central metaphor right back at us. If man is a bridge, a perilous crossing, the question is, where are you building yours? And what are you building it towards?